Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Forest River Sierra 3550 FL fifth wheel. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a couple things to take into consideration when you're parking this. On your campsite, you're going to have that rear slide, but your awning is going to go out even further than that. So once you see how much room you're going to need for your awning, keep an eye out for that. Make sure you leave plenty of room for it. Then on your off campsite, besides leaving room for your slides, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. And they are both toward the front, right here at the front of the unit, power, docking station. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive, we'll unhook our hitch and auto level our unit. Now, in order to turn this on, your battery does have a bypass. Make sure that your battery is on in order to turn this on. You're going to come up here and touch your up and down buttons at the same time. Just going to turn on my light up here. It turns green. Then we can raise or lower the front. Get your vehicle up out of the way. Once your vehicle is completely up out of the way, we're going to go ahead and touch auto level. That light's going to start flashing. What's going to happen is your landing legs are going to move around. Then your auto leveling here and here are going to start running down and auto leveling this unit. It's going to take a few minutes. So while that's running, we'll go ahead and hook up our power and water. Once it's level and stable, shock your tires if you're using wheel chocks. Put down stabilizing jack pads if you're going to use those underneath your stabilizing jacks here. I recommend that because it's going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks, your auto leveling system here. It'll keep these out of the dirt, keep them out of hot blacktop. Put down some auto leveling jack pads. Then we're going to hook up our power and water. Again, big long 50 amp cord here. Plugs in here on the side. Where it goes in, there's a slot you'll line this up with. Goes in at about 10 o'clock. Turn it to noon. Put on your black washer here, and you're all set to go. Now let's say we're going to be camping at a 30 campsite. There is a 50 to 30 amp dog bone, as well as a 30 to 15 amp. Comes with your convenience pack in case you need to plug into a 110. And we're still running down. Got your power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. Docking station in here. At campsites, we're going to hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, line up these 4 tabs just like that is on city. White down, green to the left, red up, blue to the left. All set for city. Grab your water pressure regulator, come to where it says city water, and hook that up. One more step before turning that hose on. Let's find your hot water heater. Yours is all the way on the rear here. And all we're doing at this point, folks, is just making sure our drain plug's back in there. You may have been done camping for the season, taking that drain plug out, make sure that's back in there. Put some plumber's tape on it, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. Get some plumber's tape on that. Get that in there nice and snug. Then you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now after that hose has been on for a few minutes, we're going to go up the side and open up the unit. I need you to open up your slides so you can get in there and open up your sinks, your showers. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Get all the air out of the lines, shut them off, and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're going to go dry camping. In that case, we'll have a 2-step process. We're going to start with the power tank fill. City inlet to tank. White, green, red. Now blue we're going to point down. Same spot we're going to fill up our fresh water tank. Auto leveling still running. That green light will actually turn solid when that's done running. Just about done here. So again, back to power tank fill. Hook that up, but what you're gonna do now is you're gonna go inside and watch the levels of your fresh tank on your control panel. Once that's full, come out here, remove that hose. Now we're gonna switch from power tank fill to dry camping. These now match dry camping. Now whenever we want to get that water out of that fresh water tank, we'll turn on our water pump. Don't turn on your water pump and hook the city water, that is already pressurized. Solid green light means your auto leveling system is all down, ready to roll. The other two settings on here are to winterize and sanitize your unit. Docking light here. Some people don't use the filters. There's your filter you can put in here. There's a handle to change that with. City water, black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite and using our black tank flush. Cable hook up down through here. More lighting through a pass-through storage. This spray port hose will hook up here. And then you can run your water down through here. Now one thing suggested, they got a lot of straight water pressure regulators. If you can get one at an angle or fitting, it'll go at an angle, be less pressure on here. You can angle your hose down, run your hose down through there, and then keep that shut. Over here is a flue for your furnace. A few things on that. One, make sure you keep it clear. It does get hot when you're running that. And they got bug guards you can pick up to put on those. Again, our power. Up here is going to be our propane. Is on a regulator, lefty-loosey to open. There's your fluid for your auto leveling system. Continuing down, besides our power, your freshwater drain and low point drains. Talk about those again when we're leaving the campsite. Back here's where we'll dump our black and gray tank. Again, our hot water heater. One thing on that, if it doesn't seem to be working, come out here, look to see if either one of these are bubbled up. If they are, simply just press them back in, or they are a reset. Got a cover for your spare tire. Recommend keeping that on there. It keeps that from dry rotting over the years. You're prepped for a backup camera. And you got a ladder. Utilize it. Go up there several times a year. Check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. LP quick connect out here for your griddling. Storage. Here's gonna be your outdoor fridge, your ever chill fridge. Plug that in that there. Got a vent for your hood range indoors. You can get a porch binder as well for this. Outdoor speakers, 110, and that spray port hose, that blue hose hooked up at that outdoor shower on the other side can hook up over here to spray things off. Other side of your pass-through storage, you can hook up TV out here with cable and 110 there. Your other propane tank. Again, back up front, your battery posts, check them every now and then, make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. And your battery disconnect. Back to our auto leveling system. And that light there, we'll turn on this docking light. Well, it covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. All right, coming up beside the unit. First thing I always like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that your fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway. As soon as you come in, you turn on these lights here, come around and open up your control panel. It's a little dark to see in here. Turn on these ceiling lights here. There we go. Get all these lights on here, and now we can see what's going on. All right, down here is going to be our control panel. Our slide controls, back, middle, and front. Go ahead and run that front one out. Middle. And last will be your bedroom. Above that's going to be your awning control. Hallway lights, ceiling, porch, and awning lights. Up here is where you turn on your water pump. If you want to get to that freshwater tank, here's where you turn on your water heater. Up here's where you check the level of your battery. Your black and gray tanks. That freshwater button is the one I said to hold down while you're filling up your fresh water. So you run this bunk back out. Down below that is an auto leveling system control. So you can run your auto leveling from in here. I'm gonna go ahead and run that bedroom slide out. Auto leveling system is here. Down below that is going to be your breaker box and fuses. Looks like you got a ton of 15s, a couple of 10s, 20 and a 20. I'd recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Alright, got our slides out. Go ahead and talk about your awning real quick before I close that up. On your awning, you're only going to want to run your awning out until the flap falls down. You see your top is gray, your bottom is white. When that white flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see the bottom, that's as far as you want to go. If you hold that extend down, that will keep running itself out, start to run itself up onto itself, and start to run itself up backwards. So only run it out about that far. Again, only run it out as far as you need to. While I close this up, I'll let you know that these doors close easiest when gently slammed. Alright, heading into the kitchen. Makes a nice backsplash there. Turn on your panel light. Turn that to high. Hit your spark, and that's how all these light. Same thing on your oven. You'll put it to the flame. Hit that spark, and you'll be able to see the reflection of the flame down there. Make sure your pilot light's lit, and then you turn it to your desired temperature. Self-explanatory. Up above that, self-explanatory microwave. Below that, high and low light, high and low vent. Light off. Individual lighting up in here. Here's a control for your fan. Now thermostat is here. Simple settings of AC. I'll crank that up real quick. Crank up here. So your AC also has a quick dump on it. Blast cold air up in here. When you shut your AC off, it shuts off rather quickly. Whereas the heat, when you go to the heat and turn the furnace on, when you shut the furnace off, it does take a couple minutes to cycle through before it shuts off. Down here is your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned this 12 volt, that is always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, nothing plugged in, charging your battery, use that battery disconnect up front to keep this from running your battery down. Continuing over here to your Everchill fridge, I just want to make sure that you see the safety strap. Pull that over for travel. Dinette, a little storage area up underneath. So slide, spin out and slide. That covers everything in here. Let's go up in the living room here. It's your televator. So that is your sound system, AM, FM, Bluetooth, really cool system. And fireplace, not just for looks anymore. If you had a campsite, you plugged in somewhere, and here's your timer. and it's chilly in the morning or evening, instead of turning on and wasting your gas, turn the heater on this thing and it'll get it toasty in here in no time. Your smoke alarm up over here, which I hear keep chirping, so I'm going to make sure we get a new battery up into that. Take care of that. Heading back into our hallway. Here's your vacuum system. Lift this up to hook up the hose, and if you pull on this, there's your bag. In our bathroom, a couple things to mention. 110 with GFCI reset. You got a max air vent. Turn that on, it's up here. Shower doors that you want snap open for travel, otherwise you'll be bouncing all over the place and could break. And plumbing. Didn't mention this in the kitchen, but I'll mention it in here. Plumbing everywhere. Keep an eye on it. You are bouncing a house up and down the road. You don't know when things will wiggle loose. So keep an eye on things and make sure nothing wiggles loose as you're traveling. Lighting in our bedroom. More lighting up here. Our other television here in the back. Lift this up to show you access panel to your hot water heater. And so you can bypass that for winterizing. Hand crank open vent there. Well, it covers everything in here. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. There's your vacuum system underneath your bed. Just start by starting in the back. Just start shutting off lights and working myself forward. As I'm back here, I'm going to make sure nothing's going to impede this slide from coming in. Make sure our vent is closed. Doors are secured open. Bring down our televator. Come to the control panel. If I shut off these lights, I know any other lights that are on are ones that I need to individually walk through and shut off. Get all these off. So with all the lights off except for the ceiling here, I would say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, close all doors and drawers, make sure nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. And just start bringing them in. Starting back there in the bedroom. There's a little noise. I'm going to let you hear it on this middle one as I bring it in. It almost sounds like something grinding when they come in. That's the slide mechanism telling you that it's all the way in. Go ahead and let go of the button. Has a type sound. You'll hear that. That's the noise. And lastly, our front slide. Very big on securing everything. Make sure everything's tied down. And as this last slide comes in, we'll exit the unit. What I want to mention on these steps, whether bringing them up or down, you want to have this exterior door all the way open. Otherwise, this piece is going to come really close to catching your door. Feet are also adjustable. Got little cotter pins right here. Slide your leg up and down. This almost lifts itself. Just set it in there nicely. And close your exterior door. As you're leaving the dump station, you're going to lock, deadbolt, lift and turn this handle. Now, I say as you're leaving the dump station, because you need to get in there to watch the levels as you dump your tanks. If we are out dry camping, we're going to get up underneath here, dump this freshwater drain, vacuum your auto leveling system, turn it back on by touching it up and down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch hitch height. I touch hitch height. What that's going to do is going to start bringing up our rear auto leveling system. And it's going to set the front of the unit right at the hitch height you had it at when you turned on your auto level. You'll hook up your hitch and head on home or to the nearest dump station, whatever you're in need of. If we're at a campsite, we're going to do the same thing, unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our auto leveling, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is going to be behind your tires on your off-camp side. Got 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. You'll hook that hose up. You're going to get it right up underneath here. And the first thing I'm going to pull is that middle one. It's going to be your black tank. Now it's going to be your sewage. When it sounds like that's no longer draining, leave that black handle open. Check the level of your black tank indoors. If it shows empty or close to it, grab your hose at the dump station and come on up here and hook it up to this black tank flush. Again, emphasizing leaving that black handle open. Turn on that black tank flush and let that run for a good 5 minutes. You're going to wash that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove that hose. Come back down here, make sure all that black water that you just, black water washout you just put in there has drained. Then you can close your black handle and pull your gray handle. That's the one to your right. That's going to be cleaner waters, your sinks and your showers. Usually where those are draining, I'll go up there and dump my low point drains. When that one's done, close that and pull your galley tank. Again, that's going to be cleaner water. That's going to come out of your sinks and doors up front. When that is done, close that last one up. Take that sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bumper and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy the Sierra for many years to come. Happy camping.